Imagine a time when a whisper could condemn a neighbor, a time when fear painted faces with suspicion. In the year 1692, a small town in colonial America became a crucible of terror. This is the story of the Salem Witch Trials, a chapter in history stained by accusations, hysteria, and death. Why did it happen? How could innocent people be condemned over mere shadows of doubt? Our journey begins in the heart of Puritan Massachusetts, where religious fervor and paranoia would ignite a firestorm. The Puritans who founded Salem Village didn't arrive seeking riches or adventure. They were religious dissenters who fled England seeking a place to practice their faith without persecution. They envisioned a city upon a hill, a model community of devoutness and strict adherence to their interpretation of the Bible. Daily life revolved around faith. Their meeting houses were stark, devoid of adornment, reflecting their austere beliefs. Days were filled with prayer, hard work, and constant self-examination for signs of sin. God was not a distant figure, but ever-present, scrutinizing their every word and deed. Life was harsh. Settling a new world was a constant struggle, and the threat of disease or conflict with Native American tribes was always present. This harshness reinforced their belief that the world was a battleground between God and Satan, and that any misfortune or strange occurrence could be a sign of the devil's influence. Yet even within this tightly knit community, tensions existed. Old grudges, disputes over land, and even simple resentments could fester. And in such a world where any oddity could be seen as devilish, it took only a spark for that suspicion to ignite into accusations that tore the community apart. In the winter of 1692, Salem Village was thrown into chaos. It began with Elizabeth Betty Parris, age 9, and Abigail Williams, age 11, relatives of Reverend Samuel Parris. Their bizarre symptoms, contortions, violent outbursts, trance-like states, defied explanation. Soon other young women like Ann Putnam Jr., Mercy Lewis, and Mary Walcott were similarly afflicted. In a society where the supernatural felt tangible and the devil was an ever-present threat, fear swept through the community. Doctors, unable to offer a medical explanation, turned to the only answer that fit their worldview: witchcraft. The afflicted girls, pressured to name their tormentors, began pointing fingers. Their accusations targeted the vulnerable: Tituba, an enslaved woman of Native American and African descent; Sarah Good, a poor, disreputable woman; and Sarah Osborne, an elderly and bedridden outcast. These easy targets fueled a growing panic. The ensuing trials, presided over by judges like Samuel Sewell and John Hathorne, became a perversion of justice. Spectral evidence, the girls' supposed visions of those tormenting them, was accepted as undeniable proof. Accusations spiraled out of control, encompassing respected individuals like Rebecca Nurse, a deeply pious woman, and John Proctor, a farmer known for his outspokenness. To deny witchcraft was to defy God. To confess, even under duress, offered a sliver of hope for survival. As hysteria spiraled out of control, the accused were left powerless. Bridget Bishop became the first to be hanged on Gallows Hill in June of 1692. By September, respected figures like former Minister George Burroughs fell victim to the accusations. Even Giles Corey, an elderly man, was pressed to death by stones, refusing to enter a plea in a system he saw as corrupt. Before reason could prevail, 20 innocent people were executed, and 5 more died in squalid prisons. The Salem Witch Trials cast a long shadow. Families were shattered, the authority of the courts and Puritan ministers was damaged, and seeds of doubt about religious extremism were planted. The trials remind us of the fragility of justice, the dangers of unchecked fear, and how quickly a search for scapegoats can destroy a community from within. The trials eventually ended, yet echoes of Salem still linger. The questions remain: could something like this happen again? Even today, in our world of reason and science, how easily do we turn against those we deem different? Do we truly understand how quickly fear can become scapegoating, prejudice, and persecution? History provides no easy answers, but the horrors of Salem are a mirror reflecting the darkness within ourselves and societies. They challenge us to remain vigilant, to protect justice, uphold reason, and safeguard the innocent. This is not simply a tale of the past, but a constant struggle to ensure that such tragedies never occur again. If you found this exploration of the Salem Witch Trials thought-provoking, be sure to subscribe. We'll continue delving into history's most haunting and complex chapters.